you have to make a quadratic equation by solving the square. To do that, what you need to do is, first of all, if I give you x square plus 4x plus 10, okay, this would be the equation what we have, okay, which we have. Here we cannot, in this case, when you think about the multiplication pair, you have to determine whether we can factorize this one or make it as a square. So that is the first thing you have to do. So when you multiply both of the n members, it will give you positive 10x square. Now let's come to the suitable multiplication selection. So 1 times of 10 or 2 times of 5. So look at here, 1 plus 10 or 1 minus 10 will give you 9. 2 plus 5 is 7, 2 minus 5 is 3. But neither of them will give you positive 4 as a sum. Think about it. So since the middle member is having positive, it should be positive. And the multiplicand, it is positive. So the other lower number would be positive as well. Now look at the multiplication pairs. In both pairs, when you get the sum of here, it is 11. The sum of here, it is 7. Neither of them will give you positive 4. So in this case, we cannot use the factorization method because it will not give you the suitable answer. Because we had an example now in here, the multiplication doesn't matter. But when you're finding the sum, it will not give you, neither of those two will give you positive 4. So that's why we are going to move to the next method, solving a quadratic equation by completing the graph. So first of all, before that, you have to check whether the coefficient of the x square is 1 or not. You have to make the coefficient of x square as 1 before making the equation as a square. So that is the definite one. So since the x square coefficient is 1, we can do the rest of the thing. Here the coefficient means the number before here is positive 1. So we need to add and subtract to nullify the equation. So for that one, since the coefficient of x square is 1, you have to select coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is 4. It's half. Yeah, it's half. Yeah, that is the number you need to add and thereafter subtract to make a square equation. So for that one, we can simplify here. It is 2 times 1 time. So 2 square, it would be positive 4. Positive 4. So we cannot introduce the positive 4 into the equation directly. No. That's why you need to just keep the x square as it is, 4x as it is. Here, I'm going to introduce this positive 4 here. Without having the positive 4, we cannot deal with the question. So positive 4, to nullify that, I need to subtract the 4 as well. Then in an equation, we cannot introduce an unknown quantity directly. That's why to nullify that, I subtracted as well. Plus 10 equals to 0. What I did was, since the coefficient of x square is 1, I found coefficient of x. You have to find its half square. Half of the coefficient's square. It is 4. So that is the third party number you need to introduce here. So after that, I have added, and to nullify that, I have subtracted as well, and this coefficient, it remains same as it is. Thereafter, come to the first three members in the equation, x square plus 4x plus 4. It will become x. From the x square, you have to select x. From the middle member, you have to select the redirection. For the third member, you have to find the square root of it. So for square root of 4, it would be 2. X plus 2 whole square and minus 4 and plus 10. It will become positive 6. It will become positive 6. That is equals to 0. This is the thing what you have to do here. So to make a square in a given quadratic equation, you have to find x coefficient square and add and subtract them, and thereafter do the simplification. That's all what you need to do here. So next equation is x square plus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. we are going to make this quadratic equation as a square. Thereafter, we have to find the solutions. There are two suitable solutions for x. Now, since it is a quadratic equation, x will have two suitable solutions. Let's find them. It is simple to find. So, first of all, you have to check whether what is the coefficient of x here. In this question, the coefficient of x here is already 1. So, it is really simple to deal with hereafter. So, here you have to select the coefficient of x, that is 2. It's half, yeah, half of the x coefficient, yeah. So 2 and 2 simplified 1 square, it would be positive 1. So positive 1 is the number you need to introduce and terminate as well. So x square plus 2x. I'm going to add this positive 1 here. To nullify that, I'm going to subtract that 1 as well. Subtract 1 minus 3 equals to 0. Now look at the first three members, x square plus 2x plus 1. We can make it as a square number. From the first x square x, from the middle member the direction, from the third member the square root of 1, it would be 1. So it's whole square minus 4. Minus 4 equal to 0. Okay. We made the given quadratic equation as a square. Next thing is the solution. To find the solution, I will keep the x plus 1 square in left hand side itself. I'm going to bring the negative 4 as a positive 4 to next side. The negative 4 will become a positive 4 here. Thereafter, look at here, it is having a square quantity. It is having a square quantity. To remove the square, you need to find the square root. You have to find the square root. So, square root of x plus 1 square, it would be x plus 1. To terminate the square, we found the square root. So, in right hand side, we are having 4. So, number 4 also, you need to find the square root for number 4 as well. But here the important thing, really important thing, when you are finding the square root for a number, definitely you need to indicate positive or negative here. Positive or negative here. I will explain why we are using this positive or negative here. For an example, look at negative 2 square. Negative 2 square means negative 2 into negative 2. It will give you negative into negative, positive 4. This is a suitable one. And look at the positive 2 square. So positive 2 multiplied with positive 2 also will give you positive 2. So there are two solutions for the square number. If your square number is 4, either this square root, it can be negative 2 or positive 2. There is not only one solution. It can be a negative or positive. That's why to denote that we are using positive and negative as a representational direction. While you are writing the square root in right hand side, definitely you need to indicate the positive or negative direction. The explanation is here because negative number square also 4, positive 2 square also 4. So the square root, it would be negative 2 or positive 2. So that's why both directions should be included here. Thereafter, look at this. X plus 1 equals to this one. X plus 1 equals to plus or minus square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 4, that will become 2. No? That will become 2. The direction still remains same as it is. Thereafter, what you need to do is find the square root of 4. It is 2. Then, now I write substitution here. X should be equal to plus or minus 2. This positive 1, when you bring the positive 1 to next side, that will become a negative 1. That will become a negative 1. I told you in a quadratic equation, x will have two solutions. So one solution with positive 2. X is positive 2 and this minus 1. This is a constant. We cannot change that one. This is a solution, or another solution with the negative quantity. X is equal to negative 2 minus 1. This is also another answer. Because since we are having two direction, we have to do two operations. One with positive, another one with negative. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Negative 2 minus 1 would be negative 3. So these are the two solutions for x in the given quadratic equation. I'll repeat it again from the beginning. Okay, take a look. First of all, coefficient of x is 1. It made our work really easier. Thereafter, write the coefficient of x and you have to find its half square. So 2 into half, it is 1. 1 square is 1. That's why I added 1 and subtracted 1 here. This 3 is the constant already given in the question. Cannot change that. Now look at the first three members of the quadratic equation. X square plus 2x plus 1. It will become x plus 1 whole square. And thereafter this negative 3 and negative 1 will become negative 4. Then we need to find the solution. Making the square is until here. Thereafter finding the solution only left. X plus 1 whole square equals to this one here, 4. Okay, negative 4 will become positive 4. So I told you, you're having square number, we cannot find the solution directly. No, you have to find the square root of it. So square root of this one will become x plus 1. And square root of 4, while finding the square root of 4, there are two suitabilities. Either that one it can have negative 2 or positive 2. That's why the direction is denoted here, positive and negative, while finding the square. So x plus 1 still remains same. Plus or minus square root of 4, it is 2. So in this case, you will have two solutions for x because this is the quadratic equation. One solution with positive 2. Positive 2 minus 1, it is 1. And negative 2 minus 1, it would be negative 3. These are the two solutions for the quadratic equation. So in the given quadratic equation, the coefficient of xi is already 1. So it is simple to deal with. If not, it is little complex. Okay, we will discuss those kind of questions later. So if the coefficient of x square is 1, it is simple to handle the question. You have to choose the coefficient of x. It is negative 1. It's half square. Half square. So half means 2 and 4 simplify 2. So negative 2 square. That means negative 2 into negative 2, it will become positive 4. Negative 2 into negative 2, it is positive 4. So positive 4 is the number we need to add and subtract here. X square minus 4x. After this one, the third term, you need to add positive 4 and thereafter subtract negative 4 as well. And the constant in the given question is positive 1. It is equal to 0. Up to now, it's simple. No? Then let's come to the next one. First three members should be factorized. So x, from the first member I will select x. From the middle member I need to select its direction. From the third member it's square root. So square root of 4 it is 2. 2. So x minus 2 whole square and thereafter negative 4 and positive 1 will become negative 3 equals to 0. What I'll recall. Coefficient of x square is 1. So then coefficient of x is negative 4. Its half square is positive 4. That is added and subtracted from the first three members. We did the square factorization. Negative 4 and positive 1 will become negative 3. Then let's come to the next part. So x minus 2 square. A calculation part. That should be equals to negative 3. It will become positive 3 here. And you need to find the square root of x minus 2 whole square. Square root of a square value, it will become x minus 2 itself. X minus 2. Square will be terminated while you are finding the square root. But in right hand side, not exactly like that. You need to write plus or minus square root of 3. Because here square root is an obvious value, x minus 2. That is an expression. But in right hand side, plus or minus square root of 3. Then x remains same. The negative 2 that will become a positive 2 to right hand side, plus or minus square root of 3. This negative 2 that will become a positive 2 here. For this number there is no any positive or negative, not that, like that. Okay, it is only having negative 2 became positive 2. That's all. There is no any square root in it. No. Then let's come to the last part. Here, in the previous case, we had square root of 4. Since 4 is a square number, square root of 4 is 2. But 3 is not a square number. 3 is not a square number. So we cannot find the square root of 3 directly. So you can keep it as it is. These kind of non-square numbers square root. Square numbers means 1, 4, 19, 25, 36. Those kind of numbers are called as square numbers. Other than that, you will have some other numbers of 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Those are non-square numbers. If those numbers are having a square root, it is called as third. Okay, it is named as third. I think you are familiar with this name already. It is called as a third. This is a non-square number is having a square root. Now let's come to next one. So x equals to plus or minus square root of 3 plus 2. This is one of the solution. Sorry. From here we need to find the solutions. Before that, in the question, sometimes in the question they will give you the square root of 3 number, because in the previous case square root of 4 that is easily we can find as 2, but square root of 3 it is little difficult to find. So in question they will give you, suppose it is given that square root of 3, in the question data is given square root of 3 is equal to 1.73. 1.73, this is the given data. Don't bother about it. In all the questions in your past paper they will give you the needed square root values, so no worries. Then I told you one solution with positive, another solution with negative. So when I write the positive solution, positive square root of 3 plus 2, it is a solution. Since we know the square root of 3 as 1.73, I can write that 1.73 plus 2, it is equal to 3.73. This is one of the answer, because when you use the positive quantity to find the solution for x, you will have square root of 3 plus 2. Since the square root of 3 is given as 1.73, 1.73 plus 2 it is 3.73. Next solution with negative. X is equal to square root of negative 3. Okay, negative square root of 3 plus 2. So it should be negative. Square root of 3 is 1.73. Before that we are having a negative direction. So it will become negative 1.73 plus 2. Negative 1.73 plus 2. It will become, when you do the calculation, it will become 0.27. 0.27. We got two both solutions for x. Previously up to here the factorization and making as a square. Thereafter here we are having a new kind of question. This is not a square number. This is a third. Okay. Non-square numbers inside the square root is called as third. It 3 is a third. Before that we are having positive and negative direction. So when you write the right solutions with positive, 1.73 plus 2 it is 3.73, that is the solution, and next solution would be negative square root of 3. So negative 1.73 plus 2 is 0.27. So initially in the question, x square plus 6x, the number we need to add and subtract it would be coefficient of x, it's half square. So 6 and it's half, it's square. Half of 6 would be 3. 3 square is 9, positive 9. So I'm going to add number 9 here and subtract 9. Oh, sorry. Previously I forgot to mention 0. Right? So Thereafter, here there is negative 3 already in the equation equal to 0. X square plus 6x plus 9. So x from the first x, from the middle one the direction, from the third number it's square root. Square root of is 3. 3 square. Negative 9 and negative 3 will become negative 12. Negative 12 equal to 0. Thereafter finding the solution only left. X plus 3 square, that is equal to 12. And let's find the square root of x plus 3 square. It is directly x plus 3. And square root of 12, it would be plus or minus square root of 12. Since 12 is not a square number, we can determine it as a third. Okay, it should be third. And the solution, x is equal to plus or minus square root of 12, and this positive 3, it will become a negative 3 here. There is no any changes hereafter. This direction is always negative. Here only we are having both directions, both positive and negative. Then while finding solution, one solution would be x is equals to positive square root of 12 minus 3. So square root of 12 value is already given. It is 3.4 minus 3. So it is 0.46. This would be a solution. The next solution for x is negative square root of 12 minus 3. Negative square root of 12 is negative 3.4 minus 3. Since both are negative direction, it will become negative 6.46. So this is the second solution. This is the first solution. This would be the second solution for our respective x.